In this video, we are going to be bringing you 3 great tips that have helped me pass prop firm challenges. Without further ado, let's jump in. All right, guys. So by the time this video has been posted, I think we're about to hit 30,000 subscribers. We're like 30 away before this video is posted. So you're either seeing this and we're congratulating me on 30,000 subscribers, let's go, or you're gonna be that 30,000 subscribers. So I just want to say thank you so much. But guys, another milestone was checked off. We just passed my forex funds 200K challenge, 200K USD added to the capital, and I am super pumped. Now, I have passed FTMO. I'm funded with FTMO and now I'm funded with MFF. So I thought this was the perfect time to make a video for you guys and talk about the 3 best ways, in my opinion, to pass these challenges. I've done many challenges, many free redos in a row, many free redos in a row. As soon as I made this one simple addition, I passed my first try. So I'm not kidding you. This is the blueprint that I'm using moving forward. This is the blueprint that I think you all should use moving forward. And let's jump into step 1. All right, guys. So step number one is stop focusing on the target. Now, I know you're sitting there and being like, well, it's so like, why wouldn't I focus on the target when you have to reach a certain percentage to pass the phase? What I mean by this is don't have the end goal in mind. Focus on the process, okay? Simply focus on the process. And what I mean by that is just trade. You clearly have confidence in your system. You've clearly backtested and you're a consistent trader to be going for these challenges. If you're not, I would suggest not going for them yet. But if you are, you should be confident in your ability. Just trade. Focus on the process. Focus on a trade by trade basis. Don't focus on, I need 10%, because what happens when you lose? Then you need 11. What happens when you lose again? Then you need 12, right? Depending on how much you're risking, it's easy to go, oh my God, I need to play catch up, and you get further and further from the goal. As soon as I switched this mindset and I started thinking on each trade was a brand new day, and all I did was focus on that trade, next thing you know, you're up 5%, 6%, 7%. But when you're focusing on each loss as being further away from your destination, you stress out. You start to stress out, and it can be very detrimental to your challenge, and it's drove me insane. My first couple challenges that I failed, every single time I took a loss, I would try and revenge it. I was further away from the target. I would think I needed to trade every single day because I lost the day before and I'm further away from the target. But by implementing the process-oriented way of seeing things, not just in trading but in life, that end goal is going to come as a result of you doing what you need to do in the process, right? And like I said earlier in this point, if you have your strategy and you know that it works, just do what you do best, and that's trade. All right, guys, so jumping into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is embrace the emotions. What I mean by embrace the emotions is you are going to get stressed out. You are going to feel anxious. All of these emotions are going to come out of you. Why? Because the challenge is designed for that to happen. The challenge is designed for you to fail. You have to remember that. It's designed for you to fail, so they put in parameters that make it tough on you. I have many trader friends. I had a trader friend specifically whose personal trading account was like twice as high as you could possibly get with any prop firm. He went for prop firm funding and he was stressed during the challenge to the fact he almost failed. All because of the restrictions that are put on you, the parameters that are put on you, and realizing that it is designed to make you feel this way. There's a saying, when emotions rise, intelligence drops. And it's very true. It's completely correlated. Oppositely correlated, because when you are emotional and you're thinking about the target, or you're emotional and you're thinking about, oh, I have this many trading days left, blah, you start to deviate away from your plan. You start to take trades that you shouldn't be taking, and you start to stress out, and all it does is cloud your judgment. And from the past, what I did was get freaked out and I didn't embrace the emotions. And once I started to realize that, wait a minute, these challenges are designed to make us fail. It's okay that I'm feeling these emotions. I started to get over that hump. I started to get over that mental hump and just trade. Like I said in the first tip. Another thing to backpack on that is I like reversed my psychology. So this may sound crazy, but this is what worked for me. I realized to myself, okay, they've set a target that I need to hit by this date. They're in control. They're telling me when I have to hit this target by. So what I did was bump it up a couple days. And you may say, oh, aren't you going to be rushing to pass, blah. Yes, you may look at it that way. But for me, simply adding my own timeline took a lot of the stress off, because now I felt like I was in control. And I'm telling you, this works, because as soon as I started adopting this way of seeing things, my stress during challenges decreased. It diminished like crazy. So say you have a 30-day time extension. There's some now that are unlimited, which is amazing, but just say you have a 30-day. Say I'm going to pass it in 25 days. I'm going to pass it in 20 days. Every single time I have done this, I passed. You guys may have noticed in my Instagram stories and stuff like that, I had a sticky note that said May 26th. May, I started my first phase. I told myself that by my birthday, May 26th, I will pass both phases. I just put it out there. I gave myself a timeline, and I did it. I actually passed on my birthday on May 26th, which is really, really cool. But just like I said, minimizing it the smallest little bit is going to help you so much. I promise you. Try this little tweak. It's going to make a very, very big difference. And just remembering that all the emotions that you are feeling, it's okay to feel them. And when you embrace them and you let them flow through you, they're going to do just that. They're going to come in and then they're going to come out. So focusing on tip number 1, where you're just trading, you're doing what you do best. As a result, you will pass. Okay, so the process, and then you mix that with embracing the emotions. These 2 tips, guys, are going to take you to the next level with these challenges, I promise. And here we go into tip number 3, which is, in my opinion, the most important part. This is what helped me like crazy. Let's jump into it. Tip number 3 is increase risk. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick little backstory on how I used to trade the challenges before. So how I used to trade the challenges before was scared. I was playing defense mode, right? I didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the mindset that these people are trying to make me fail. I didn't have the mindset to focus on the process. I was doing complete opposite of all the tips that I have said so far. I would start off the challenge risking as little as 0.25 sometimes. Risking 0.5 sometimes. And 0.5 is okay, but I'll get into it. You have to remember that they want you to play defense. They want you to play defense on these challenges. They want you to run out of time. They want you to get to the end of the day, so you start to play with your emotions, right? So you start to overthink and like I said earlier in the video, focus on the outcome instead of the process. So what I would do is I would risk less. And yes, by risking less, people think, oh, I have this many more losses until I blow the account, or I have twice as many losses. It also is going to take you twice as many wins. Right? You've now made it harder for yourself to reach the target. Yes, you've made it harder for yourself to lose, but you also made it harder for yourself to win. So what I would do is I would risk 0.5, I would risk 0.25 trying to reach a target of 10%, which is very, very difficult. So I was doing redo after redo after redo because I was finishing in profit. Like many of you probably are. You get a free redo if you finish in profit. You can finish $1 in profit, you can finish $10,000 in profit, it doesn't matter, you get a free redo. I was getting 5%, 6%, 7%, sometimes only finishing 1% away. I was struggling to get to the total, risking what I was, because I was so focused and being content with the free redo that I wasn't playing offense when I needed to play offense. This is what I do now. I increase my risk. The reason I say increase your risk is because you're still able to take the A+ setups that get you there, the A+ setups that got you confident enough to go for the challenges. You're just risking more on the setup compared to trading a different style, scalping or whatever it is to try and get to the total. You're still taking your A+ setups, you're just risking more. Now someone may say, oh, it's easier for you because you have money, it doesn't matter if you fail, whatever it is. What I do and what I suggest, start off your challenge with either 1% risk or 0.5% risk. Once you have a buffer of say 2%, then bump your risk up to 2%. The goal is to use that house money to make it easier to reach your final target. For myself, when I passed, I was risking 2%. I was risking 2%, but I didn't care if I failed the challenge because I'm okay. If you aren't okay and this challenge is your last bit of money or whatever it may be, you can still play that defense, but once you're in offense mode, play offense, right? Instead of risking 0.5 the whole time and making the target 20%, risk 2% and the target then becomes 5. So then you only need 1 or 2 wins and you're done. Only when you're above break even, because I know for a lot of people, it can be stressful risking 2% when you're in drawdown. There's going to be people that don't believe in that, but I'm telling you the common denominator between all my friends that are funded hundreds of thousands of dollars, they all increased risk, every single one of them. Not off the bat, but once they had the cushion, they increased risk. This is just for the challenge. We have to remember we can't treat these things like they are our accounts because they're not yet. Once you have the account, you can bump the risk back down. So for funded accounts, I risk 0.5% and I'll risk 1% if I am up and I have a cushion, right? This is, in my opinion, the absolute best way to pass them. This is what helped me like crazy, and I'm not kidding. I went and passed my first try. I passed the phase 1 in 4 trades, and then I went and passed phase 2 in just 2 trades. Phase 2, I risk 1%. I suggest risking 1% on phase 2 because the target is cut in half. Or you can apply the same system and protocol that I just mentioned, where once you're in profit, you can risk more. Use the house money, right? Use the house money. And I promise you, this tiered approach to risk is going to help you a ton because, like I said, I passed right away. I have friends that do this and they pass right away. I was saying to one of my best friends the other day, yeah, I'm happy now that I passed. The thing I'm most happy about is now that I have the blueprint, and the blueprint is what I'm sharing with you guys. Trial and error. That's the best thing about trading, right? We learn through mistakes. And when we audit our mistakes, that is how we learn the lessons to move forward, to grow and become a better trader and also become a better person. So remember, guys, I'll quickly summarize it. Stop focusing on the target. Just trade. Do what you do best. Number 2, embrace emotions. Realize that you are meant to feel the emotions that you are feeling right now. The challenge is literally designed to do that. Step number 3, play with the house money. When you are up on the challenge, risk more to make that final target less. That way, you are still able to play offense and you are still able to play defense, right? You play defense when you're below the goal line, when you're below the line, and then you play offense when you're above and you have that house money to make some gains with. So I hope this video brought some value. Thanks again for all the birthday wishes on the last video. If you guys could please drop a like and comment and subscribe on this video, that'll mean the world to me. Thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. As you're watching this, we're probably already there. And yeah, 200K more funding added to the list. We got FTMO, we got MFF, and let me know what firm you guys want me to go for next. I'll be updating you guys along the journey to 7 figures, and I was super pumped about this one. So I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all on Sunday. Take care, everyone.